Episode 3: The Big Step About Me. The members in the Al Anon group welcomed me and made me feel at home. They shared their experiences and took me through the steps for my recovery process, as I was certainly affected by someone else's drinking. Following through in these meetings, I did not agree with these members at all times. I was still angry and defiant and bluntly told them that it was not me who had the problem. It was my partner, as he was the one who consumed excessive alcohol, and he was the problem. He had a drinking problem. I was angry and hard within me. I was stubborn, cold, and very judgmental. However, in all of this, I still attended these meetings. During this time, we met another couple in these meetings, and we became close friends and spent a lot of our weekends together sharing our experiences. We had family sessions which gave us the opportunity to share each of our experiences going through the effects of alcohol on each of us. One of the important steps that we were taught was letting go of our past. And this was so true, which I didn't know at that time. The first year of sobriety was very tough for my partner and myself. It was not an easy road because I was of opinion that my partner, attending the AA meetings, things would change and that everything would fall in place automatically. Life for us would be easygoing. Definitely not like that at all. In fact, it was quite the opposite. True character defects began to surface, and it was quite ugly at times. I did not know who this person was. My partner was so engrossed in attending meetings that he hardly spent time with us. He was concentrating on his recovery process, and I couldn't understand this. There were times in the first year that when we had arguments, it was worse than those days of drinking. But still, I would rather have the no drinking. We pushed forward with the family sessions, which gave us the opportunity for each person to share their experience of alcohol and its effects. It was quite painful, full of anger and hatred. But after we did the sharing, it somehow lightened the burden within us. Each one of us vowed that now that we had done our sharing, it must not be brought forward again in any future arguments. For me especially, this was what I was exactly doing. I would recite each of my 13 years of terror, hardship, fear, hatred, and what he had put me through. He controlled me totally. This did not help with the healing process. In this process, our dear friend picked up how cold and hard I was. In one of our individual talks, he asked me, what made me go back home? And I couldn't answer this. He went on stating that I had allowed it to happen and that I had to let go and allow God into my life. He further advised that in order to work this out, I had the key and all I needed to do was turn the key in the lock. This made me very angry. I was in turmoil inside me and felt that he was attacking me and not understanding me at all. I was the victim in this charade, and why must I turn the key? Why must it be me? However, after this grueling session, I did some good thinking. It was a day when I was off sick and alone at home. I looked at myself in the mirror and could not recognize myself. I was looking at someone who was carrying so much pain, so much anger, and so much hatred. I cried my heart out. I felt that as there was no love given to me, I could not love at all. I could provide in terms of my working and providing financial support. I was there for my children, for their needs and comfort. But other than that, I felt I could not give any more. This was the far gone state that I was in, and more especially, I did not know who I was. The fun-loving person that I once was before I left home was totally lost. And all of this realization hit me so hard that day that I cried and cried. Who am I? What do I want? And how do I do it? I eventually knelt down to God and asked Him to help me and lead the way. I used the first 3 steps of the AA Al-Anon principle. 1. Admitted to God that I was powerless and that my life had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn my will completely over to God and that it is not my will but God's will. Another realization hit me. This was what the members in the Al-Anon group was teaching me. It was entirely up to me. What had happened has happened. It cannot be undone. It was water under the bridge. The big decision now was in finding myself and letting me be me. I needed to change myself, and I decided to take that step of change. The next day at work, my computer needed a password reset. I thought about this, and the first thing that came to mind was change. I reset my password, and every time I needed to access my computer, I had to type in my password, change. This was a constant reminder to me to work on myself and bring about changes. This also put in perspective many of the AA and Al-Anon principles. The most important being that we are attending these meetings to work on ourselves. We are important and we need to put ourselves first. I needed to love myself, and in doing so, I can give love again. I started being nice to myself, and I put myself first. I could smile at myself, and I felt worthy of myself. It was a lot of self-reflection. I read my Al-Anon books, and each daily page made sense in understanding me, my partner, and my children. I looked at each person differently, and I let them be who they are. The other being that AA is for my partner, and that the alcoholic is a sick person. Alcoholism is a disease. He is attending AA for himself, and he is working on himself. It all started making sense to me. Attending meetings still continued, and this time around I looked forward to these meetings and started talking openly with no conviction or anger in me. I could feel myself, I could laugh at myself and with others. I was smiling from inside me. I was slowly shedding off and peeling off all those layers of anger and hatred that I had within me. I shared my daily progress, and I started helping out to newcomers to follow through the process that was taught to me, giving hope and encouragement to them. I'm leaving you with this thought once again. Sometimes life doesn't unfold the way you want, but the detours, heartbreaks, and closed doors often lead you to something better. It's not failure, it's redirection, guiding you towards the path you are meant to walk. God bless till my next episode.